He's having dizziness, a headache, stroke-like symptoms. Okay, so you're thinking possibly stroke? Yep. Possibly.
That night, my wife and I decided to watch a movie, and a little before 10 o'clock, all of a sudden, I just went almost totally blind. There was no warning, there was no pain, heads up, it just all of a sudden, my eyesight was gone. And I asked my wife, what was happening, and she's asking me what was happening, and I said, well, I'm gonna go lie down for a minute, and that's when really I think the light bulb went off for her, saying, no, this is something more serious than what we think it might be. And so she said, I'm gonna call 911.
There, they should be ready for us now. Good. Okay. Have you had
Yeah.
anything to okay?
I can't see it very well.
I can't see. We're okay there.
I can't see you at all on my side.
And no known drug allergies. Okay, got everything checked out.
In my mind, there was no other place to think about, even though there's, I could have gone across the lake. Like I said, I think driving by it every day, knowing that that's where, my wife and kids were born, and that's where we've taken them when they've broken a bone. There was never a second thought. As soon as I got there, I knew that there was just someone who cared for me at the time. Compassion. It sounds weird to say, but love. All right? I think we're all conditioned these days to be careful who we touch and how we talk and there would be moments where a nurse or a doctor they knew I was struggling, and I'd feel a hand on my shoulder, or I'd feel someone take my hand. There was just a kind word or a calm that just helped me to be calm, and yet there was also just a high level of professionalism, that they knew what they were doing. They were in charge. All I needed to do was just sit back and let them care for me.
So stroke is a condition in which not enough blood and oxygen is getting to the brain tissue. So essentially, it's a heart attack of the brain. The most common cause of stroke worldwide is an arrhythmia called atrial fibrillation. Jim was one of these patients who didn't know he had the arrhythmia. He had been feeling fine, and unbeknownst to him, his heart had gone out of rhythm at some point prior to that night. We don't know how long it had been, but that had actually taken a toll on his heart muscle strength. And so his heart muscle had gotten weak, he had suffered this stroke, and all of a sudden, frankly, the world changed for Jim.
The changes are directly related to, obviously, the stroke, but they're more specifically related to Dr. Fowler and him talking to me about the 4 pillars of heart health. A plant-based diet. I don't drink now. Exercise and proper sleep have been some of the biggest things that I've worked on or made changes to. I'm thankful to be here talking with you here today.
Jim's definitely lucky. When a blood clot leaves your heart and goes to your brain, it can affect a lot of different neurologic functions. And to have a little bit of a visual field deficit as your lone neurologic problem is pretty lucky. These are the kinds of strokes that can leave people unable to move a side of their body. So in that sense, very, very lucky.
At Overlake, when we drove into the medical center and the ER, there was a smile. There was a welcome. There was a calm. I was the only one at that point in time that they were worried about, and yet I know that there were hundreds, if not probably thousands of people being cared for, at Overlake at that moment, but I felt like I was truly the only one there to be taken care of and cared for, and during a truly scary moment in my life.